Greetings from UTM, University Technology Malaysia, Johor Bahru, Johor, Malaysia. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh, and very good morning to everyone. Salam Ramadan and salam UTM Sanjungan Bangsa. I'm Professor HANIZA SARMIN. I'm from the Department of Mathematical Sciences, Faculty of Science UTM, and also from UTM International. I'm also the president of UTM Toastmasters Club, welcoming all of you, our viewers, to today's session. I'm the moderator for this Read and Relax session. To our audience in Facebook Live and YouTube, don't forget to like and share these live videos to your friends and family, because we will have a very fruitful session with two panelists today during Read and Relax UTM Library in collaboration with UTM Toastmasters Club. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Library Perpustakaan Sultanah Zanaria and Perpustakaan Universiti Teknologi Malaysia, especially Puan Hairul Baria and Puan Liza, for giving us this opportunity, the Toastmasters, to share about the book that we read. And this is actually our synergy program for the whole year of 2022. So stay tuned to more sharing from us. Now I would like to share our book reviewers for today. On my right is MAIZATUL NADWA AZIZ. Wawa is a student, PhD student, a Doctor of Philosophy from Biomedical Engineering, Faculty of Engineering, UTM. And she will be sharing with us about the 100 simple secrets of healthy people. On my left is ABDULMUMINI INDA. How are you today, Inda?
Okay.
Yeah? Inda is a Doctor of Philosophy student. Inda from Nigeria.
Yes, ma'am.
And under Curriculum and Instruction of Faculty of Social Sciences and Humanities, UTM, with the book Show and Tell. Okay, so now let's start with Wawa. So can you share with us how actually you get the book, Wawa?
Okay, first and foremost, thank you, Prof. Niza, for such a great moderating the sessions and for such a great brief introduction. Also, I would like to take this privilege to say thank you to the UTM Library for a great synergy between UTM Toastmaster Club for this Read and Relax session. And to all the viewers and the viewer audience there, outside there, Assalamualaikum and a very good morning. Salam Ramadan Kareem from me to all of you. All right, go back to the questions from Prof. Niza just now. How the material is born? All right, so I have just a simple answer, which is I don't buy this book. This is the book that I'm going to review. I don't own this book anyway, but however, I borrow this book and I get this book from the UTM library itself, from Perpustakaan Sultanah Zanaria, UTM. All right.
Yeah, that's how I own the book. So you know you can borrow many different kind of books, not necessarily academic books, from our library. Then we go to Inda. Inda, can you share where did you get the book today, which is Show and Tell? Yeah.
Thank you, viewers, and Ramadan Kareem. My name is ABDULMUMINI Inda. Actually, based on this question, where do I get this book? Show and Tell. I show the book and I tell you, I get it from UTM Library. And it was very fantastic book. When I came in, I saw it displayed as a new arrival. Then I just picked interest and it worked.
Okay,
Yeah.
So actually, if you ask me, I would rather have a physical book than the e-book. That gives a different satisfaction of reading a book. Okay, let's hear more from Wawa. Can you share with us more information about this book?
All right, thank you, Prof. And to all the audience outside there. All right, it is my great pleasure to share with all of you about the book that I'm going to review today. First and foremost, let's begin with a brief information about the material that I borrowed this book from the library. All right, for your information, the title of book that I'm going to review to all of you is The 100 Simple Secrets of Healthy People, from author or written by David Levine. who is the author of this book, and he is not a medical doctor. However, he is a doctor of philosophy in psychology. He is a social scientist, and currently he also a best-selling author of the 100 Simple Secrets series. And currently he also teaches at Ohio State University in America. All right, this book, The 100 Secrets of Healthy People, having about 206 pages, and it was published by HarperOne Publisher back then in November 25th, 2003. And the language used, the medium used in this book is English, and it is a bit light. It just 7 ounces in weight, and it's not that very heavy. So I could say that this is a great book for everyone to read, and because it focuses on advice and something that matters to physical and mental health. All right, it's not particular to have problem as per se, but however, this book is dedicated to everyone. I could say that it is public reading material, not just a problems with one organ or gland. All right. So Prof, I think that's it about a brief information about the material. Yeah.
Okay, that's very interesting. We read a book. Do we look at about the authors? Have you ever see the brief, like Wawa shared with us about the authors? PhD holder, not a medical doctor, but is able to write interesting book about healthy people. I have never weighed a book when I read. I just know how thick and the pages. So Wawa, 7 ounces, yeah, Wawa?
That's right.
You can fit into your bag. Okay. Inda, can you share the contents or the details of the book Show and Tell?
Okay, thank you viewers once again. Show and Tell is written by Dan Rom. Who is he? He's a consultant to big companies, famous ones. Imagine Google, Microsoft, Apple, and so on. US Navy, he's a consultant. And he is good in terms of making complex problems simple. Presentation has been marked as one of the most feared thing in the world, more than death. But Dan Rom was able to simplify in his 206 chapters. And in a very beautiful way, he has summarized 3 rules in chapter 1. And the 3 rules is about you tell a story, but you tell the truth. The truth should be in a story, and the story should follow in a picture. So that's how simple. The 3 rules in chapter 1, then telling the truth in chapter 2, then telling the story in chapter 3, then telling it with picture in chapter 4, and how not to worry in chapter 5, and in chapter 6, he gives a gift away. As a presenter, what would you tell your audience? So the brief about the book is all about the 3 golden rules of presentation. And one unique thing is how an ordinary person can make extraordinary presentation, so that the fear of presentation before every audience can be easy, simple, and understandable.
Wow, that is really a good summary of the whole book, of each and every chapter. You know, when I saw the title of the book, Show and Tell, I thought it's something that normally the elementary school children do. Like I remember my son in the elementary school, the teacher said, okay, we will have a show and tell day that you bring something to show and you tell. Okay, that's very interesting, Inda. We are actually now live from Perpustakaan Sultan Zanaria in UTM Johor Bahru, Johor, our main campus of UTM. And you know that there are lots of books here, so all the students who are watching, please come back to the campus. And don't forget to come to the library. We have lots of books, not necessarily academic. As I said, lots of interesting books in the library. How many days can you borrow the book, Loa?
As been mentioned by the librarian, I can borrow about 1 month.
1 month?
Yeah.
Yeah? 1 month for you too?
Yes.
1
Yes.
month.
Yeah.
Okay. That is enough, right?
Yeah, it's more than enough.
More than enough. Okay, Wawa,
Yes.
it's about healthy people, right? And is it about like eating healthy or exercising? Is it given because I saw it's like 100 simple secrets of healthy people? Can you share about the
All right.
healthy part of the book?
Okay, thank you, Prof. First and foremost, before I go further on the summary of the reading materials, what is actually this book is all about, when we look at the healthy people, right, what is the secrets actually? I also wonder when looking at this title itself. All right, first and foremost, what made me interested in this book is because to the best of my opinion, to be healthy is a blessing. It's a gift from the Almighty to everyone. Everybody wants to be fit. Everybody wants to be healthy, happy, right? So this book is somehow, relate to my personal story as well, to my life, because sometimes I'm not really fit, I'm not really healthy. So I find way out what is actually the upside there, or the expert says about the healthy people. So here we go. I found one, the 100 simple secrets of healthy people. As I mentioned earlier on, this book is not even written by a medical doctor, but however, it's written by a psychologist or social scientist. So actually, Prof, there are 100 tips that have been shared, and if I could divide, there are several tips more on fitness. There are several tips on more on emotional, and there are several tips more on longevity. Okay, so if I could share with you about, as I said, this is a group, and in general, this is a great book with many short chapters that focus advice on that focus advice on the matters that relate to physical and mental health. So it doesn't focus on a particular health problem, but however, it's dedicated to everybody, and it not just focus with one organ or gland. All right. So, for example, from fitness to diet to emotional health and to longevity, then how do we feel and how do we look at how differently people who are healthy compared to those who are overtired, depressed, or out of shape? So, what the authors have emphasized on this is actually every day we face studies and statistics that tell us what we should eat and what we shouldn't eat, and how long we need to do exercise, and how to protect ourselves from the second-hand smoke or harmful rays from the sun, for example. So it is often contradictory, but the actual scientific information is somehow inaccessible. So moving beyond the misinformation, right, about the health. So the advice in these pages is not based on one person's opinion or one expert study. But however, it is the finding is accompanied by real life example showing the results in action. So, for example, the chapter number 15, the authors tell us the secret to be healthy, like fitness is free. Yeah, obviously fitness is free, right? For example, in reality, the foundation of having any good exercise program need to be more complicated compared to taking a job or working just for free. So it's not mean that in order for us to be healthy, we have to invest on the big machinery, or sign up for membership or for whatsoever. It is not compulsory for us to do that, because we can jogging and walking for free. So that is chapter number 15 that highlighted by the authors on fitness is free, one of the secrets to be healthy. Other than that, Prof, for example, in terms of healthy part, as Prof mentioned just now, they say like chapter 23, it say tomato a day is even better. All right, because eating tomato a day, they say it provides enough lycopene to cut the risk of cancer and heart disease, to improve the level of health of our lungs, eyes, and also good for our skins. So that is in terms of eating habits, or tomato as a snack, despite our junk food and so on. And then the 31 chapters that mentioned also by the Dr. David here is about eat less but eat often. Most of us think like we need to skip meal or take a brunch, but somehow that is not a good practice that been mentioned by the author. However, what we should do is we eat less but we eat couple of times. So actually, when we eat like that, we somehow support our body system metabolism to work better. Rather, we skip, like take a brunch or take a supper one or twice a day only. It somehow putting ourselves in much more dangerous. It somehow, giving headache to giving pressure to our body. So this is, I could say that among the chapters that are really eye-opening, or give impact on myself as well. And I could say that the misinformation, or like we say, we want to diet, but we have to skip the meals. But actually, skipping the meals also is inappropriate way, is not really helpful. So not even limited to that, Prof. It also support by the evidences from the Oxford University by 5 to 6% per day have 5% they have 5% lower. For those who have eat about 5 to 6 times per day, have 5% lower total cholesterol, and 45% were able to sustain to sustain the target weight, compared to those who just skipping the meals, etc. So this is, maybe I could say, Prof, for this,
All right.
yeah.
Okay, that is very, very interesting. And something that I learned today is eating tomato, because I always heard about an apple a day let the doctors away. So now add on to it is adding up eating tomato every day. So make sure that you have tomato stocks in your fridge or in your kitchen. Wawa also shared about being fit, and you don't need, it's free. Our campus is very green campus here in Johor Bahru. It's close to 1,000 hectares. Students that stay on campus, right? And you can have walk around the lake and so many kilometers. Then you can, but one thing that I'm thinking, Wawa, when you mentioned about eating often, eating a little bit at a time, probably it's not really applicable during Ramadan.
Yes.
Because we eat just probably twice, right? For in the morning for sahur, and when we break our fast. So probably a little bit different that we can do during Ramadan. But I know the different way, and after the Ramadan, then we should eat healthy. So that is also a reminder to me, because we always look forward to Raya. You know Raya, right? Where we're looking forward to ketupat, rendang, then in our head it's like all about food. So we also have to think about being healthy and get the right vitamins, the right food, more greens, vegetables, and the important thing is to exercise, right? Exercise is not just exercising the fingers at the laptop. We have to at least go for a walk and probably have some run, right? Okay, Wawa, thank you very much for that sharing. I will have to borrow that book after, so you can pass to me after. You don't return to the library, because then somebody else will want to borrow it. So you can pass to me. Okay, now Inda, can you share more about the content of the book with us?
Okay, thank you so much, Prof. The content of the book, as stated in the first chapter, it talks about the 3 golden rules in a very simple way. The truth, if you want to tell the truth, and also you tell it with a story and use picture. If you have anything to forget, dear listener and the viewers now, don't forget those golden rules. If you want to tell the truth, tell it in a story and use picture. Truth, story, picture. One beautiful thing about Darom's explanation is about truth. He was able to divide truth into 3. We have the head, the heart, and the facts. The head, if you face audience, they will listen to you and they will say, okay, I think it's true. Intellectual truth. There is emotional truth, which I believe is truth. and there's factual truth, where the sciences will give us the data. So whatever you do in your presentation, make sure you take care of those things. And another thing is very beautiful in a way, it is universal, it's natural, and everybody knows it. Story, on the other hand, he said something beautiful will happen when you tell the truth. One, you get connected with the audience, heart to heart, because the heart naturally loves truth. And if you do that, you become passionate and you get confidence because you are telling the truth. And two, when you tell the story, it's a universal language. Everybody loves story. And in presentation, from our family level to school, to national, to international, we need presentation. Our diplomats, they need presentation. Before they win a contract, they win love of the two countries. So here he said, story is very vital. And how would you tell the story? He also make it so simple that you have a storyline, make sure you don't cut it off. And he used puma, just like cutting, like cut, where the head is the title, then the spine, he called it the actual storyline, and the tail, just like this. The head, the spine, and the tail. The head, what exactly do you want to introduce? I want to talk about presentation. Then the spine, the storyline is how an ordinary person can give extraordinary presentation. And the tail is what is the takeoff? What is the gift at the end of my presentation? What can my listener or audience take away? And the legs of the card, he said, these are supporting evidence for PhD students like your literature review. So it helps in a very great way, because being a PhD student, having this book has widened my horizon to understand how to even, flow. My supervisor used to say, flow. What is your story? So if you don't know how to tell the story, you get confused. But this book has made the complex very easy. Your audience have eye. This is where the picture will work. Exactly what I'm explaining, if I'm talking about 5, if I say, okay, this is 5, everybody will understand exactly what I am saying. Than saying man has 5 fingers, just like that. But if I do like this, easy to grasp. So he emphasized on the importance of also having picture. What happens when you have picture? He said 3 good things happen. One, the audience see exactly what you mean, and we captivate our audience mind, and our presentation becomes interesting and entertaining because you have involved all the 3 categories. So let me, by way of recap, the golden rules is when you present the truth, the heart automatically follow. When you present the truth with story, understanding will follow. And when you present the story with picture, then people will get connected. And of course, your audience will see the relevant visuals that will make them understand exactly what you mean. So the truth goes to heart. Story goes to where? Understanding, while of course the picture will feed the eye to see exactly the framework at which you are giving story. So Dan has really done wonderfully, and it makes easy what is complex. Get, show, and tell. As I show, I tell.
It's very interesting about sharing with us the content of show and tell. So we learned that it's easy to show, right? Then just tell that is 5.
Yeah.
So this book is really, really applicable to not only students, but also everyone, staff, as you mentioned, politician, they want to win, probably winning a country, right? So this says also how everybody can make extraordinary presentations. Like not only PhD students, master students, they have dissertation or they have project. Undergraduate student also they have to present in the final year. So find and get this book and borrow from the library later. But if you cannot find it, I'm sure you can find it online somewhere.
Yes.
Any books, right?
Yes.
Any bookstore. Okay, you have shared, both of you, with us about the whole content of the book. I just wonder which, you mentioned about the 2 chapters earlier, Wawa, which chapter that become your most favorite and have the greatest impact to you?
Okay. All right. Thank you, Prof, for the questions. The most favorite chapters that I like the most and that have a big impact on myself. Actually, the previous chapter also give impact to myself as well. Actually, there are a lot of chapters in this 100 Simple Secret Healthy book that I like the most. Okay, I just continue with the other chapter. For example, sleep well. Okay, sleeping well is one of the secrets or tips that shared by by Dr. David, whereby in generally speaking, sleep is some sort like a fuel or like a petrol, our car need petrol in order to make a move. So same goes to sleep. Sleep is a fuel for our system that we cannot do without it. All right. Same as in the case of food and water, we cannot simply skip and make up it in the next day, for example. Because why? As been mentioned by the author and be stated in the book, our body expect constant supply of sleep. Our brain need rest. So when we have enough sleep, when we give our body at a very good rest, it can function well. And then it provided full night sleep, and it somehow boosts our productivity in the next day. So in addition to that, saying about the sleep well is one of the tips that shared by the author, and is also supported by the research whereby, according to the National Sleep Foundation's survey on sleep, 40% of adults are so sleepy during the day that interferes with the daily activities. To the best of my opinion, 40% is a very big number. So why do we have a sleep? It might be having someone have a sleeping disorders or sleeping disease or sleeping interruption that cause the individuals having not enough sleep, and it somehow affect the productivity or the routine of oneself if the sleep itself is not enough. So in addition to that, the foundation reports on the sleep depression also triggers from 10 to 35% drop in antibodies and immune cell. So it is clear stated that sleep is essential for the repairing the immune cell and also giving our body at the best rest. So people should aim somehow. Everybody should aim for at least 8 hours of sleep at night. Or if we become more ill, if we are become sick, meaning that we need more sleep. So this is what been mentioned by the author, how sleep is actually powerful in our life, having enough rest. So that because it might affect the rest of our activity and it might affect our metabolism as well. So that is one of the chapters that triggered me from about the sleeping well, because to be honest, I have a sleeping disorders as well. Sometimes I can't sleep. So I found that the best sleep is 8 hours. So this is what we mentioned by the authors. All right, the second one on the fitness as well. What being describing about the authors is about use the stairs. All right, use the stairs. What they mean by use the stairs here is it seems like common sense, right? Use the stairs, but however, even though it is common action, if we keep doing it, it's actually helping and support our fitness level. So eventually it also enhances our breathing from good to great. So I agree with this, whereby eventually, without indirectly, actually we are doing exercises because we use this test. So this is what been mentioned by the authors, one of the secrets that I like as well. Okay, another thing is on the woman. This is specific for the woman. They said high heels somehow may cause a body mobility imbalance. Okay, because when we high heels more often, right? At first we already block our mobility from like is unusual. So it says that height is too often, it may cause knee problems. Okay, it goes to a knee problems because, as I say, the high heel itself, the design, if you can see, it's not flat like a shoe. It is, is imbalanced. So that is what the authors try to highlight, that how important for us to wear a proper shoe to have a great mobility, because our body, our leg or our foot is actually supporting the rest of our body, because we need to mobile every day. So that is why they emphasize on the high heels is actually, if wrong high heels or too much high heels may cause may provide the knee injuries. Okay, so that is about the top 3 chapters, Prof. I could say that I like them more, but there is a lot more, because 100 secret here. I believe it will not be enough, but anyway, maybe I stop here first for the first
All
3.
right,
Okay.
it's very interesting. You have 100 of them, but Wawa chose just 3. They said it's a simple secrets. Wawa have shared with us so many secrets this morning, and I've seen in the Facebook Live just now people talking about, yeah, they agree with me. We always see about apple a day. Now it's tomato, right? Somebody already mentioned about ketupat rendang. Probably now feeling like Raya. Hi everyone from Facebook Live. Don't forget to like and to comment and share so more viewers can join us with this very interesting 2 books, being healthy and also how to do great presentation by INDA. And one thing about sleep, I always also told my students, you need to have enough sleep. At least to me, 6 hours is minimum. Right? Oh, I still remember during my undergraduate years, I normally like to study in the morning, but sometimes I went to bed quite early. So I actually add up. If you already sleep for 2 hours in the afternoon, okay, I have 4 more hours. I add up for that 24 hours. But right now, make sure when you get older, you probably need more sleep, like a baby, more. But if you have lack of sleep, you cannot function too well. And especially the undergraduates, remember, especially because you're taking classes and also master student, they're taking some of the classes. The night before final exam, make sure you have enough sleep. Because normally during the exam, they said, I'm go blank. Because you don't have enough sleep and you cannot think well. So my advice would be 24 hours before that paper, just relax. They said, are you crazy? I have to read just a few minutes before. No, that won't work very, very well. Okay, Inda, I'm sure all of the chapters are really great and of interest, but please share with us the most, the best chapter that you would choose.
Thank you so much, Prof. Dear viewers, from my heart, truly what captivated me about the book, when I came into library, because I was thinking, presenting my viva, 3 years work in 20 minutes before audience, not ordinary audience, but experts, professors, how will I convince them? The fear, if I cannot convince these people at that 20 minutes, that my 3 years have gone. 2 years without seeing my family or more. I was panicking. I just came because I saw a statement in our library, if you get confused, come to library. So I was in the library. Luckily enough, I saw this book displayed, show and tell, because my mind was presentation. So after reading, what captivated me is how to form your own story. The whole life is about story. If you know how to tell your story, then you are okay. And this book have introduced me on, okay, what is the goal of a presenter? The main goal of a presenter is to show people what you see. In a simple way. Say, okay, is it? Then I start developing interest. And the way he illustrated in a very beautiful way. Because our life all the time, we think success is straight. But he said, okay, when you are telling your story, start with, okay, one fine day before COVID. Before COVID, one fine day, we do our things. COVID hits the challenge, then descending. Instead of straight, to be happy, then you start descending experience. We have challenges, problem, everybody, hopeless. Some of my colleagues went back home because they feel it's an end of the day. That is day of judgment. It reached that point until people hit rock, economic problem, shop, etc., to a level people prefer to die than keeping at home. All of a sudden, no medicine, how to go out, everybody is confused. Then the rise. Okay, we have a way out. Now it's not a pandemic, it's an endemic, So to a level, we are now moving towards coming back to the normal. And at the end, what are the lessons? Okay, I look at his own drawing, this same drawing, I created mine. What is all about my thesis? I just summarize it. These are the challenges, and this is how my thesis will solve the challenge. And by Allah, my respected viewers, if you are a PhD student, just have your storyline, and nobody will take you out of that. They are humans. Make sure that it's true that you tell them. Make sure that you show it in picture through your slides, and make sure that it is factual, it is emotional, and it is intellectual. Once you have this, wallahi, it's just like, can I say miracle? The chairman of the session, he said, INDA, congratulations for good and excellent presentation. Before the decision, I said, what did I do? Then I thought, this is the simple flip up that I got, and from, alhamdulillah, from this chapter 2 of this book. Very easy. Think of a cat with a leg, 4 legs. The 4 legs are your literature review. What are your supporting evidence? They don't bother much about that. They don't count it. What is exactly helpful in your own thesis about the current problem in your own area, in the world? How can it solve? Think of the head of the cat, then it becomes the actual problem, the why of your thesis, then the spine, your storyline, and the tell, how do you conclude? Wallahi, I use that and it helps me, and today I'm happily, after being announced, having B1 in my thesis. Because I was, more than almost 300 pages in 20 minutes. And the secret, the big secret, is truly this book, because a consultant explaining how to make a presentation, ordinary person give extraordinary. Thank you, the President, UTM Toastmasters. We have been presenting, and I truly recommend this book to every of our own member, because it will really sharpen our own practices that we do in Toastmasters, and it's really helpful. Let me conclude by saying presentation is powerful, and it is rated one of the most feared, more than even death. But this is, I think, an antidote. This is the vaccine for every ordinary person that wants to present in an extraordinary way. And my favorite chapter is chapter 2 on how to craft your own story and how to present it before every one. If professors can be convinced, I believe your presentation can be accepted everywhere. Thank you.
Wow, Indah. Congratulations for the B1. If you are not familiar what B1 is, a minor correction. After you presented 20 minutes, only maximum or 25 minutes for the whole 3 years of your PhD. And convince the examiner, this is my own, this is my novelty, but to also share with them that you have read enough in chapter 2, which is your also favorite chapter.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So Indah not only share with us the content of this book, like promotion and buy this book or borrow this book, the author should thank Indah, right? And Indah has also shared about his journey in PhD and how actually the book reflect to your presentation style, and you have to think about what to present. It's not like just overnight, right? How to you compress your whole thesis, put them in nicely, probably some pictures, and then to present, right? And I know now your presentation is online, right? Then you do it online, probably the examiners are not in front of you, and you keep probably looking down. But Indah, we have to look at the examiner, right?
Yes.
Look at the camera just like they are there in front of you.
Yes.
Okay, that's a good sharing, Indah. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, I remember you mentioned about high heels. Although I cannot wear high heels, it's too high for me. Kecok lah. All right, Wawa, but I know so many of you over there. I saw some familiar names wearing high heels. So there are times that probably we can just take photo, but not to walk like 1 kilometer, right? But high heels make you beautiful, right? Do you agree with that?
Obviously.
All right, like what do you call the cantik is right? Okay, anyhow, Wawa, we are towards the end actually of the session, but I have still want you to share like what kind of words of wisdom or moral values that have this book has an impact on you, and what do you think the impact and the benefits to the audience from this book? I know there are hundreds, but just to highlight to us.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Prof, once again for the questions and remark just now. All right. What are the words of wisdom or the moral values that have impact on myself and also to the viewers outside that? All right. As said, this book is actually, even though it's 100 Secrets of Healthy People, however, it's written by Dr. David, who is a psychologist. All right. What I can say is more to a common sense or common action that we do every day. Like I mentioned just now, eat a tomato per day, once a day, or taking a stair, using a stair, sleep well. All those are common sense. So a common action or a common sense actually will provide or giving impact to the overall healthy performance. So some of us, or even myself, maybe sometimes we just take it easy. It's okay, no need to sleep. It's okay. We overnight and so on. But somehow these are common sense that we take. We don't do it into practice. It might cause a body damage or it drag to the healthy performance. I take another example. For example, another chapter they say that keep healthy foods handy. What does it mean? Keep healthy foods handy. We will amaze, for example, how much less junk food if consumed. How much less junk food is consumed if we make it difficult to get. All right. So I could say that if we made healthy foods easily available, so our choosing of fruits and snacks rises dramatically. So I could say that one of the most word of wisdom or moral values is do not take common sense, even though it's just a common sense, do not take it easy, because this common sense somehow will rate our healthy status either better or the other or vice versa. All right. In addition to that, the benefits or the impact to the audience, what I can share is healthy living is actually our attitude. All right. How are we going to navigate our life or healthy lifestyle to what? So back to our attitude itself, like seeing our health in a positive light somehow has maintained our healthy habits. Okay, so for example, like we are breathing properly, breathing right, so we can see how amazing, how can I say, how amazing that what proper breathing that we can do. If we take that breathing is important or essential to us, and we breathe perfectly correctly without any disturbance. So same goes, in other words, they say like laughter also releases medicines because it reduces anxiety and pain. And one last benefits or chapter that highlighted by the author is on having a pet is a healthy, Prof. Yeah, so it's triggered me as well, because early on I don't like animals like cat, for example, because it's really unhygiene to me in order to manage the waste, etc. But it's confirmed by this book and written by the scientists. It shows that having a pet like a cat is actually a remedy or psychotherapy. Also, it can, because cats also or pets also can bring comfort to people, to eye of people. So it's actually a sort of emotions that boost our emotions or our love. And this could be the benefits and the audience, not only to myself, and I believe to the audience as well. In addition to that, as I said, this is not written by a medical doctor. There is another moral values that they highlighted on the psychology part. For example, stop imagining the worst. Okay, stop imagining the worst, meaning that do not think or do not visualize the bad things will happen, or do not visualize the good, do not visualize any bad luck, because the more we keep thinking all bad things will come in, or all the bad outcomes, it somehow give burden or to our brain, and that is caused to stress and depression. Because why? We keep imagining the worst. So I could say that this is one of the psychological or the common sign that we shall practice, that do not imagining the worst. We should visualize the success. We should visualize all the good outcomes despite of failures, etc. However, of course, we need to expect unexpected, right? But what been mentioned by authors here is, because too much imagining the worst, it somehow drag, as I said, the well-being itself, and also the brain will get tired of it. All right, so that is in terms of psychology part. And then other than that is on the chapter 39, they said forgiveness helps you heal. I mean, forgive others is healing. So it's also the secret of to be the healthy. And I could say that to forgive people somehow is difficult, right? Not everyone is willing to forgive, and even ourselves also to forgive is not an easy thing, I guess. So what the authors highlight on this psychology part, where forgiveness helps you heal, because we feel relaxed when we forgive people, despite they want to forgive or not, we feel relaxed and our brain relaxed, and we don't keep thinking on it anymore, because we already free ourselves from stress and from the problem. So this is in terms of psychological part that highlighted by the authors from. And I guess there's actually a lot of benefits or moral values or the wisdom.
Yeah.
Then I choose this in terms of fitness, food, and then in terms of the healthy part, and also in terms of psychological part. So I think it's a very great combination that highlighted by the author itself. All right.
Very, very interesting. Laughter is the best medicine, so we should laugh more after this. And also, Wawa mentioned about snacks, right? How many of you have healthy snacks after Ramadan, especially? Well, you have one in the bag. Let's see, after this, after Ramadan, we have like apple in our backpack, right? Instead of have chocolates all the time or drinking soda all the time, so we eat healthier. And you mentioned also about having pets. I know I'm from UTM International Office. Now, I know many of our staff have pets, like Dr. Ipen with the birds, right? In our newest VC's book. Dr. Yati from UTM International Kuala Lumpur, I know you are there. And also so many have cats, like Dr. Iza from my Faculty of Science. So sometimes we can talk even to the pets. I don't have pets at home, but when I go out, then I see some cats, and they're like, pets is also something healthy that can soothe you. Okay, There's lots of things, 100 actually. But we have to get to you because we don't have that much time in probably 2 minutes to share with us moral values that have impact on yourself, and probably you have shared with us impacts on the audience, but probably more impacts from you. Yeah.
Thank you, Prof. What the world today needs is nothing but the truth. And how to present the truth also matters. One caption is, lead with the truth and the heart will follow. Lead with a story, understanding will follow. Imagine how crisis erupts as a result of misunderstanding. It can be between wife and husband, supervisor and student. It's all lack of understanding, but if we know how to present, it's easy. Lead with the eye and the mind will follow. So if I have a summary within this short time, I will just do like this, my audience. Your hand here, heart, and head. Whenever you are making story, just this. So this one represents the picture you are showing, and the heart, the explanation you give is the truth, and your mind, wherever the eye goes, your mind also goes there. So don't forget 3 truths: the intellectual truth, the emotional truth, and the factual truth. One beautiful thing is, I now feel I can understand physics, I can understand chemistry, I can understand mathematics when I get a very good presenter. And this is the secret. Show me mathematics and tell me about mathematics. Show me chemistry and tell me about chemistry. So people will get connected. People need multidisciplinary, the world now is getting connected. And what each and every individual has is the heart. And the heart is the center of connection, and presentation can give that understanding, and unity, peace, love will fill up the world and will give more impact to the world. I really benefit from this book by the grace of Allah, and wherever I give presentation, no matter, now if you ask me, present your thesis in 1 minute, in 30 seconds, by Allah, I will tell you about my thesis.
Wow.
I will tell you. It is that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
So I would like to say more, and there are so many more tips, 100 simple secrets, of healthy people. Look at the heart. Look at the guy, very healthy. All the fruits and what scientists have learned and how you can use it. Very beneficial. After this, don't take the elevator or lift, take the steps. Okay. And from INDA, show and tell how everybody can make extraordinary presentations. So cue and borrow the book after they return it. Okay, somebody, I think it's Shaza or Sophia, they said after Praniza borrow from Wawa, she wants to borrow. Okay, put in the queue. So thank you to our panels today for the very great sharing. Some viewers might be wondering, what is Toastmasters Club? I want to share a little bit about this club. It's not about eating toast. So Toastmasters Club is from Toastmasters International, and this originally based in Santa Ana, California in USA from 1924. It's a non-profit educational organization that teach public speaking and leadership skill. So not only communication skill, public skill, also the leadership skill. And as of now, we have 358,000 individuals from 16,000 plus clubs and 143 countries. You being a member to UTM Toastmasters Club or any club, you can be and join the clubs from all over the world. And UTM Toastmasters Club established since May 2009. So this is in-house Toastmasters Club under our district, and this is for UTM staff, PhD candidates, our alumni, and also retirees can join us. And we have another UTM called AZIZ, Toastmasters Club on campus for the undergraduate. So please follow, go find us in the Facebook, UTM Toastmasters Club or UTM AZIZ Toastmasters Club. Like the page, follow the page, and it's now our pleasure to invite you to our meeting today. Yes, today, this afternoon at 3:45, you can join in Zoom by registering and get the Zoom link, or you can follow and watch in Facebook Live. So let's watch a video that we have prepared for you about our club.
Previous term, I was a club president. Me and my team have created a great success and achievement to the club. Today, I'm wearing a different hat. I am the immediate past president. Giving advice to the current club officers and members is my ultimate goal at UTM Toastmaster Club.
It has given me an opportunity to improve my presentation and communication skills.
By joining UTM Toastmaster Club, I gained my confidence to share my idea and meet lots of amazing people.
The greatest lessons that I've learned from Toastmaster is understand the importance of connecting with the audience. It is critical to help the audience to understand why what being to say is so important and why it matters to them.
UTM Toastmaster Club has provided me a great platform to improve myself, to be a good speaker, a good listener, and also a confident person.
The UTM Toastmasters Club has helped me to improve my confidence level and at the same time helped me to connect with people around the world.
UTM Toastmaster Club helped me improve my English speaking skills. I'm braver now.
UTM Toastmasters Club has allowed me to share interesting ideas and stories to the people around me. Come and join UTM Toastmasters Club today.
UTM Toastmasters Club!
Yay!
With that, thank you very much again on behalf of UTM Toastmasters Club. Thank you to the library for this session. And don't forget, we will be here every month with the library throughout the year for another read and relax session. But before you go, make sure you fill in the attendance. The staff will get CPD points, students will get merit. And with that, don't forget our meeting this afternoon. With that, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat berbuka later and stay safe.